This is the 10-year anniversary of the album that Sincere says is the apex of hip-hop culture.
Which is?
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by way of Kanye
That's
West.
a fact. That's a fact. One of the greatest albums ever.
Easily. One of the greatest albums ever.
I think because of where he was really in a dark place, so he let it all out.
Yep.
And he had the whole orchestra. Like one thing, I don't care what anybody say. You can hate on Kanye as much as you want, whatever he's doing with himself nowadays, right? But musically, there was a point in time you couldn't even get to him.
Right.
And even now you still probably can't get to him. Like
2009,
you know what I'm saying? And he's actually
2010, that album, the fact that he decided to go full orchestra
and then did a whole movie with it.
Letting beats breathe. Mid album, just letting the beat ride. You know what I'm saying? And his level of production to that point. Unheard of. Good Friday.
So many great songs.
Mind you, he was the first person to put the MPC on the stage.
Bro, shout out to the MTV Awards. Let's talk about it.
He was actually the first person, and everybody now. Yeah, he was the first person to actually use the MPC on stage.
I mean, on like a big platform. You know what I mean?
He used the MPC 2000 XL at that.
See that's the thing about it. Like he's
done a lot of firsts.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, Sensei, go in.
Go ahead, Sin.
Everybody knows
I
have this love-hate relationship with Kanye.
Son, bro.
Now because of what he has become, and I feel like what he's descended into.
As far as what?
As far as just like the political views, as far as like being like a non-honorary Kardashian, as far as just like, you know, it doesn't. One of the things that
honorary Kardashian
drew me to Kanye to begin with, because he wasn't like a gifted MC by any stretch. No. But I saw his
shout out to Ron Fest.
But right.
Word.
But I saw his work ethic to try to become a better rapper, but also he bridged this gap between the you know, the mainstream scene and the underground scene, right? And so like in an era where I was like, Hove is dope, Ludacris is dope, you know, the whole Rockefeller camp is dope, you know, but I also was listening to Mos Def and Talib Kweli and Dilated Peoples, and he was Common, obviously, and so he was in both those realms, and somehow he amalgamated that shit. Right.
Okay.
And so that I was like, yo, this guy is like, he's amazing because he could bring these two worlds together. Mm-hmm. And then he started dropping
hopscotch into either lane.
Right. And then smash them together on one record. And then he started putting out albums. This was like, you know, during the production era. Then he started putting out albums, and I was like, yo, he's like exactly like he said. He was like, yo, I put I do a song with Freeway with Mos Def together on the same joint.
2 words doesn't get the love it deserves to get.
It absolutely does not, right? So, and then I see how he's trying to constantly reinvent himself from College Dropout to late registration to graduation.
Which, in my opinion, as Kanye,
Graduation is better than both of those albums.
I think
no.
Well, Graduation.
The best out of those 3 is Late Registration.
No. Reason why, and this is why I'm going to disagree with what you're saying, right? On a production level, right?
And I love Graduation.
No, Graduation is one of the greatest.
I love it.
It was one of the greatest. It was actually his breakthrough album that actually really made.
Well, yeah, because made
him worldwide, because he actually realized how to branch into every genre with that album. He branched into every genre and he touched every genre.
Stronger.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. That's a fact.
He touched too many people with that album.
That's a fact. But Late Registration was a better rap album.
It's not, bro. It's really not. Bro.
I'm dying on this album.
The only reason people front on Graduation is because of drunken.
I'm not fronting
girls.
on Graduation. I love Graduation.
Graduation blows it out of the water, bro. It's not close, son.
All right.
Good morning.
I love
Barry Bonds.
I wonder.
Lil Wayne.
But Barry Bonds, that beat was sick. When I first heard that, I said,
and he's another hit, Barry Bonds. We're splitting hairs.
Flashing lights.
So that flashing lights.
That's my favorite Kanye song ever.
That's you didn't like I Wonder? Technically no idea.
So anyway, as he's ascending in not just the hip hop world, but also in the pop world, right? He's becoming a major star.
Absolutely.
Right?
Like
he's still right, but he's still holding on to the MPC 2000, right?
Still to this day.
To this day, and so it's like for people that's not familiar with like producer gear, like the MPC 2000 is just like the quintessential, like like the Primos and the Dillas and the like
Just Blaze.
Just Blaze.
Well, I'm an MPC 4000 head, so.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
So like
I still use
he
that
always,
to this day.
That's the thing about Kanye. I felt like he always had that connection to the golden era, like one way or another, right? To the essence, right? Then he did 808 and Heartbreaks, which was a major departure. I wasn't messing with it.
I wasn't messing with it.
I know, like people here wasn't messing with it.
I like that album.
I want to know what you guys think about it.
I didn't mind it because I didn't mind it at all because again it was just another way for him to express what he had going.
But did it sound good to you though?
Yes.
Yes. I like T-Pain, so it
from a
works for me.
production standpoint, yes. From a
production standpoint, it sounded amazing to me, but it was not a good album.
I love the album.
Anyway,
yeah, go ahead. I still like it.
So then this leads to my beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and the thing that the reason why I felt that this was the culmination of his career is because he somehow threw everything into that album, and it all worked. Everything, every last part of it.
Did they do like an NBC special for when he was dropping the videos? He's the only artist to ever do that,
bro. The man dropped a new song every Friday. Put basically every Good Friday song on that album. We fronted like we didn't hear it before.
2011 was the best year of my life.
It was composed so beautifully that it didn't matter that we heard all these songs already.
Right.
It was an amazing body of work.
So my favorite thing about this album and why I laud it so much, the arc of it, not just the musical arc, but the narrative arc. Like if you're paying attention, you realize that RZA produced the first song and then Raekwon's on the second song.
What's that song?
That immediately lets you know that like that's where he came from. He grew up on the Wu-Tang sound, and that's how he wants to start off the album, right? Then he goes into like anthems, like stadium anthems, right? Power and All of the Lights. The nerve of him.
Shout out to Symbolic One.
Right. But the nerve of him to get artists like Rihanna, Elton John, Alicia Keys to just do like background vocals. The nerve of him,
bro. Not for nothing.
Bro.
When he did what was it? So Appalled. In the beginnings.
I'm so appalled.
I think Push T had the hardest verse on that.
Maybe it's meaningless. But the way Swizz was positioned
one hand
in the beginning of the song, right? It was the way the song was composed. It felt like, you know, that you hear an album, and then at a certain point you listen to it, you get to like track 7, track 8, and you realize that this shit is a classic.
Yeah,
you knew. Right away.
Yep.
Yeah, when a ball
because each song, he raised the stakes.
That's a fact.
And it was like,
that's a fact, Joe.
Whoa.
Yeah, because
you didn't get a chance to catch your breath.
Because then he, right after All of the Lights, which was like this like almost like ostentatious.
I love that
song. I do too. I was listening to it on the way over here, and I'm
unappreciated.
Very underappreciated.
Yeah.
And so like it's just so like out of just out of this world, right? The way
it's out of here.
It's out of here. It's so out of here. But then he settles into these 2 back-to-back posse cuts. Like who does 2 back-to-back posse cuts? Monster and So Appalled,
yeah,
right?
Bro.
Which were both fire.
Who the fuck puts that back-to-back?
That's what I'm saying.
And it's not a Wu album.
Kanye.
But the album aesthetically was a Wu album. Yeezy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then after that, the way it descends into the 808 and heartbreak type of sound without being 808s, right? With still being
the
samples.
joint with Pusha T. What was it called?
Runaway.
Blame Game.
Devil in the Blue.
24/7, 365. Yeah. Pussy stay on my mind.
Devil in a Blue Dress.
I did it.
Runaway.
Yeah, Devil in a Blue Dress. Shout out to Bing.
Devil in a Blue Dress.
I always tell the story. I was driving to Long Island. I bought the CD. I'm aging myself.
This is when it came out.
Yes. I didn't read the track list. I just put the CD in. I didn't know Ross was on the album.
Yo.
And because the beat breathed.
Yep.
And then Ross just showed up out of left field. It's like, whoa.
Spit the
I'm on a southern state.
After the breakdown.
The best verse of his career.
I'm on a southern state.
Looking at your ass
I'm like, oh shit. And that was the birth of the Ross grunt. That was the first time you heard. Oh, I was like, whoa.
I shed a tear before the night's over.
Bro,
really?
That couldn't have been the first time.
That was the first one, son.
I don't know.
I'm a Ross head.
At least that
was the first Ross grunt.
That was the hardest.
Yo, did the nigga had the nerve to get fucking Chris Rock on the Blame Game?
I saw this shit on the sauce. Twista had this shit on the sauce. When did you learn to get sexy for a nigga?
Every man in this room relates to the Blame Game.
If
you don't relate to the Blame Game, you full of shit.
I relate to that shit more than y'all know. I've been every fucking actor in that place.
I call you motherfucker for long.
I've been
motherfucker for long. Okay? I'm still motherfucker for long.
I've been the other nigga. I've been the motherfucker. I've been everybody in that scenario.
Son.
But yeah, man, that album was when his relationship with Amber was breaking down. And so, like, I feel like from beginning to end, it was like this arc of like I'm climbing in my career and I'm at the pinnacle, and then this heartbreak happens, and then just like halfway through the album, it's just like downhill, like heartbreak, and like every song, the way that it's aligned, like it's a further descent into whatever pain he was in, up until the end where it was like, you know, rising up from the Phoenix or whatever with the Gil Scott-Heron sample, Who Will Survive in America, or I'm sorry,
that
Lost
shit
in the
was
World,
incredible,
and then Who Will Survive in America. But it's just the arc of it is just like, and the way and the orchestration of the instrumentals too, like the way the beats breathe, the way they would break down and then come back. It was just
shout out to him giving Ross Live Fast or Die Young, because that was clearly for that album. The way the album with the song was composed, that was for Kanye's album. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Yo, I'll say this though to the gang here at the table. That album was so good that I think it's the worst thing to happen to Kanye, because I feel like he's been chasing that since that album happened and he just can't reach it.